We are big fans of the Gundam franchise, and that is why we are really excited to get a chance to review the new Seiko limited edition Prospex Marine Master Professional. This is both the Zaku 2 and also the Char's Zaku 2 limited edition, and there are only 1,000 units available worldwide, and these are of course luxury watches. They are not your mass production watches, so that is why it is definitely a worthwhile investment. And in this video we're going to tell you why what's so special about the watches and why you should get them as an investment. And one thing that you never notice until you see the watch and pick them up in your own hands, you will notice the first thing that shocked us was how heavy the watch was. The heft itself was amazing, and that was something that you will not get by looking at the watches on the internet. So definitely go and pick out the watch for yourself to know why this watch costs as much as they do. Before we get to the watch, I want to talk about how lovely the case are. It's a leather case made in Japan with the special Xeon emblem. A very nice touch indeed in terms of packaging by Seiko for this limited edition watch. And with this being a special limited edition watch, there are special markings everywhere. If you look at the strap, that's the personal mark of Charles Aznavour. I really like it. It's very subtle, and it's printed of the model of his mobile suit MS-06S on the side, and of course the emblem on the dial and also the word lock as well. You don't get that on a normal Prospex watch. And on the back of the watch, it is also printed as Mobile Suit Gundam 40th anniversary, so you know this is a special edition watch, and also the numbering system, so you know which number of the watch that you actually got out of the 1,000 units actually being sold worldwide. And one more interesting thing to note is if you look at the watch closely, and that is of course on the second hand, the handle of the second hand is actually modeled after the mono eye sensor of the Zaku mobile suit. So you will probably miss that on first glance because it is quite a small detail, but once you have it in comparison with a normal Prospex watch, then you notice that it's actually a bit different. There's also a very big change, and that is of course the dial ring or the chapter ring, and I'm going to show you here right now comparing to a normal Prospex. As you can see here on the dial ring or the chapter ring as some people might call it, there's difference, right? It doesn't look the same. It is totally been remodeled according to the power pipe of the Zaku mobile suit. So if you remember, Zaku has the power pipe running across its head and also on its waist, so that was actually remodeled there by Seiko. Now let's talk about material. So this watch, obviously as we mentioned earlier, is very heavy, and the inner case is actually made out of a monoblock of titanium. Titanium, as you know, is a very strong material, but what was interesting to us was the outer case, and that is actually made out of ceramic, and Seiko have chosen to go with the glossy material finishing for the Char's Zaku 2 version, which I really like. But some, like Big Pete, he actually prefer the matte finishing on the ceramic for the normal Zaku 2 version. So even the normal Zaku 2 version here, as you can see, it is also ceramic, but it is just coated in a matte finishing, which is actually quite nice and subtle. For me, I actually prefer the Char's Zaku 2 ceramic finishing, which is a bit glossy and it's more like a, hey, everybody look at me kind of a fashion statement. And if you look at the watch itself, they are both comes with a sapphire crystal with anti-fogging, and the reason why is because these watches can actually go up to 1,000 meter in water resistant. So you can actually dive with these watches. They are actually diverse watches, and one reason why, if you look at the back, the strap, right, there's actually textures there for you to provide grip when you're diving. And for those of you who know, because when you're diving, you wear a watch outside of your diving suit. So these textures actually prevent your watch from moving about when you're diving in the sea. Very nice touch, and you can definitely dive with these watches from Seiko. So what are our final thoughts? Well, I would say that these watches are actually a quite worthwhile investment into luxury watches. Definitely the reason why is, number one, these guys are in very limited quantity. So once it's sold out, you probably have to pay a lot more in the secondary market. And secondly as well, Seiko is one of the rare watchmaker that still make very high quality premium watches in the market with precision movement. So not only in terms of quality of the material, obviously as we mentioned earlier, the watch is made out of a monoblock titanium inner case and also a very cool ceramic outer case, but it also has sapphire crystal as a glass material, so that it's really scratch resistant with anti-fogging property as well. And Seiko is still one of the rare watchmakers that still make their own movement. So if you have any friends who collect watches, do ask them about Seiko's movement. They are actually quite well known in the market. And for these watches, they have decided to go on with the 8L35. That is Seiko's high precision automatic winding mechanical caliber. So it's definitely something that is worthwhile to invest in for both watch fans and also Gundam fans. Well, if you're not a Zaku fan and you prefer to get a Gundam team watch, well, Seiko is also releasing the Prospex LX line coming up very soon, and that is going to be quite hard to get. There's only 300 units available worldwide. I believe those will be sold out very soon. A big thank you to Seiko Malaysia for allowing us to experience the awesome Seiko limited edition Prospex Marine Master Professional. These watches are really awesome to hold in the hand. And if you're new to our channel, hey, please do subscribe and like our channel. We are hitting 100,000 very soon. And leave a comment down below on what you think of this limited edition Seiko watches. Thank you for watching.